Hello, welcome back. This is a follow-on video to the one I did previously where I did a 6 times upscale on the spaceship from Flash Gordon's Death in the Negative. And the results were really quite spectacular, really. Well, if that's the right word. They were really remarkable, let's say. It was so remarkable, the results, that the question was raised as to whether it was a real result or not, or whether the AI kind of just invented details as it saw fit, and it didn't really bear any relation to the original 1950s model. And someone suggested that a good way to test it would be to take multiple frames, apply the software to each frame, and see if there was a difference between them, which would remove the possibility of just artifacts at least. So that's what I set about doing. It's only taken 2 days. Just before we get into it, let's have a look at another example here when we talk about what is real. Here's a still from the same video of the Queen, the evil Queen of Signy. It's a low resolution print to begin with, and then when you're getting close you can really see the pixelation kicking in there. I took that image and then I put it in a 6 times upscale in Gigapixel, and there's the result. Isn't it wonderful? So what's happening there? There's a face recognition and face enhancement software, a new addition in the Gigapixel software. So is that real? Is that what she really looked like? Is that detail really being recovered from those few pixels? Well, to an extent, yes, but to an extent, probably not, because it's relatively straightforward for the program to know what a face is supposed to look like and fill in the details, so to speak. But we don't really have a problem with something like that, because the face looks extremely realistic, and it's, in my opinion anyway, a vast improvement on the original, though some people might not like this kind of thing. So we don't really have a big issue when we're doing it on faces and scenes. But something like this, we really want to know how much of what we're looking at is real and isn't real. So here's the clip we're going to be using. I extracted 124 frames. There's more than that, I think, in there, but I took 124 of them. Put each frame into Gigapixel, Topaz Gigapixel, on the high-res setting, and really push the sliders up to make the most extreme example, really. Save that, and then put those 124 enhanced images into Topaz Sharpen, which added a whole other range of enhancement. And there's the final result. I think the fact that each frame bears the same relation to the other frames shows that most of what we're looking at is real. In other words, this has recovered a quite close resemblance to what the original model would have looked like. Another point to make is that if you do enhancement in video, I believe that the video AI will compare one frame to another. So even if 2 frames are similar, it doesn't mean that they were similar in the original, because the software will have made those comparisons and those decisions along the way. Obviously with images that's not the case. You're not really looking at video here, you're looking at 124 images played at 5 frames a second. Getting in close there. That really shows what we're saying about the texture. You can't trust the texture, but you can trust the structure. You may notice something interesting flying past on top, which illustrates something quite nicely as well. That's a star, a background star, as it flies towards the spacecraft and grazes it. It changes, becomes solid, embeds itself in the frame, goes into the frame, along and out the other side. So that's a small thing, but it does nicely illustrate the danger of taking it at completely face value. Right, let's take a look at the back of the rocket. A lot of very nice detail showing there. What I did as well was, after I turned the frames into a video, I then put that into a further smoothing filter in Power Director just to stabilize it. Okay, here it is compared with the original. How far we've come. Marvelous. So is it worth doing? Well, if you have a special clip, doing something like this would be a great idea, or trying to reveal particular information. And as long as you're careful, I think it really does have some value to it. I'm very pleased with the results anyway. And of course, this has been done without video enhancement. This is just images that have been then put together to make a video. If we take a look at the original, you can really see the difference there. So what's next? Well, I was very, very impressed by that close-up of the Queen. It would be quite interesting to take small sections, put that in the software, and produce something of very high quality, which certainly beyond anything that my video enhancement software can do. I don't know if this kind of, maybe that's how they do it professionally, take the individual frames, enhance them in this way or a similar way, and put them together. I don't know.
Too long have we of Cygni been a third class, a have-not planet.
But for me, given the equipment I have, it opens up the possibility of doing some really quite exciting things, and I'll have a go at that shortly. Hope you found that interesting, and thanks for watching.